how would you sort of articulate what is your voice in filmmaking? What is your particular perspective?
I feel that I lean into I think I'm a very emotional, empathetic, both editor and director. I feel things in a big way. I express myself and my feelings in a big way. And I think that really makes me um, kind of like, very willing to go there with film, and not, feel like, oh, that might be cheesy or whatever. Like I really kind of like follow my heart. And I think that allows me to really pull that internal emotional journey of the characters. So just I think that, being you have to be very vulnerable, as it's a like a two-way, it's a two-way street with the material and with your subjects, right? You got to give a lot to yourself. Even with the experience of Frida directing actors, that was the first time I directed actors. But you really have to kind of like jump in fully and be like fully emotionally engaged with the material and with the story. And I think by doing that, I really pull, a lot of emotion from stories, and I think that you can feel it. And I think that, there's a rhythm to things that I like. I love dancing. So I think like really like learning how to be true to myself and finding my voice in terms of confidence, not being scared to make big decisions. And I think, and not being scared, and being okay and being trusting with the process to be able to fail, because that is the process. The process is a continuous failure until you have the shape of a film, right? But you're learning a lesson every time you have a version of the film. You're learning a big lesson. You have to be decisive. You have to decide that scene is only going to be about one thing, because if you're stuck with, oh my God, everything that happened that day is important, then that's where films kind of get lost in themselves, right? They're not focused. So yeah, so I think that was the first instant. I mean, I'm gonna say, I think I said it one time when I was doing a speech. It's just like, it just gave me the confidence to say like, I can fucking edit this film, and and it's okay to like be decisive, and you can figure it out if you get it wrong. So yeah,
Yeah, wow.
I have a loud voice, like in person,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I think my films are, they have like a loudness to them, I think.
Yeah, but also I see the sense of humor, because you have serious topics like RBG would say, oh, this is a comedy, but there's a lot of lightness and humor in it too. I remember the scene
Yeah,
doing push-ups and like we were just laughing, you know.
I know. I mean, it's like that's, you know, when you do films and that can be read as an article, they, to me, they feel flat. I mean, the beauty of film is that you can express the internal emotional journey of somebody, and that's how you connect to people, right? It doesn't have to be a perfect hero. It doesn't have to be, um, really a perfect story. The ones that are complex and complicated, like Frida, right? The obsessive love that she had, the decisions that she made in her life. She was a very complicated woman. And that made her, to me, more fragile and more likable and more human. And that was the whole goal of the film, is to bring this symbol that had been flattened because she's just become an image, right? A symbol for really female empowerment, and for a lot of people, a symbol of sexiness. And we wanted to give her texture. We wanted to give her personality. We want her to the spirit to come across. And so you have to really get to know them. And we come in with a lot of also humor, and even in the most difficult circumstances that you see in difficult films, like we're ourselves. And a lot of times that humor, like sometimes in the most difficult circumstances or in the biggest heartache, the only thing left is to laugh. And that's how you get to know people really well when you get to that point sometimes. You know?
Love that. Well,